What is going on, guys? Bigger Reviews here. And if you guys didn't know, the Oscar nominations came out today. There's a lot of debate going around on who should have and shouldn't have been picked. And this is not that type of video. I'm not going to be talking about who shouldn't have been picked. I'm just going to be going through each category that I'm most knowledgeable about. So I'm not going to be going like Best Actress because a lot of those movies I haven't seen. So I'm going to be only doing the categories that I know most about and that I can actually say my opinion about, and who I think is going to win, and who also could win, and who I want to win. Let's say that, who I want to win, but who could also win. And yeah, so we're just going to go through these quickly, and this is on the Academy's Twitter, so if you guys want to go look at these yourself, you can. But here we go. First one is costume design. We have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Little Woman, Joker, Jojo Rabbit, and The Irishman. I've seen 3 out of the 5 of these. I've seen some of Jojo Rabbit, but I know all the costume designs in these movies are amazing. Obviously, I'm trying not to be biased towards Joker because y'all know I love Joker. But I could see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood winning this. The costume design was incredible. It really brought you into that time period. But The Irishman, I think, is going to be the one that wins this because the costume design in Irishman is amazing, and it just fits each character. And yeah, The Irishman, Joker's up there too, but I don't think they'll give that to the Joker. I think they'll give some other spots to the Joker. But yeah, The Irishman, I think, will win this, but any of these can win. Let's be honest. All right. Next up, we have sound editing. We have Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Now, I've technically seen 4 of these. I've seen a lot of 1917. I've seen some leaked footage, and my friend saw it, and he was talking about how good it was, and I've just heard it. I do think, though, that one is standing out, and I think that is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Now, you can hate the Star Wars sequel trilogy. You know, I have my problems with it. I'm going to be having videos out soon talking about all my problems with it, because there is some. But the Star Wars has always done one thing right, and that is the sound design. I mean, Bill Burr, he didn't do it on this one. I think he died, actually. But, I mean, his sounds have revolutionized the genre, and anytime we hear lightsaber, I think of Bill Burr. I keep saying Bill Burr. Is that his name, Bill Burr? Fuck. I'm going to put his name up somewhere here because I'm thinking about the actor Bill Burr, but I know the guy's first name is Bill. I don't know his last name. Sorry. But anyways, you are a treasure, and thank you for all the sounds. But I do think Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker will take this one to the bag. But honestly, I mean, Joker, the sounding was great. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, any of these, again, can win. Most of these categories, any of them can win. I just think Star Wars will take the cake for this one. Here we go, guys. Supporting actor. We have Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt. Again, I've only seen 3 of these, but I do know Tom Hanks killed it as Mr. Rogers. I do know Anthony Hopkins also killed it. I heard Two Popes is a good movie, too. I want to go check that out. But for me, guys, out of all of these, I do think Joe Pesci has to take it. Now, I was torn between Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt did a phenomenal job, but I dropped Brad Pitt, and Al Pacino and Joe Pesci really stood out to me in The Irishman. But when it came down to it, Al Pacino can also win, right? I do think he has a chance against Joe Pesci, but Joe Pesci, he comes out of retirement, and he plays the opposite of who he was in Goodfellas. He's playing this, very quiet guy, but he's the most intimidating he's ever been almost. And he's talking about it is what it is, all that to Robert De Niro's character. And I was encapsulated by his performance, and I really hope he wins it, and that'll be a good way for him to go out on The Irishman with Martin Scorsese. And Joe Pesci, you are a god. Thank you. Here we go on to the next one. I'm not going to be talking about this one, but international feature film, Parasite, I heard is kicking ass. I really want to find out how I can watch this. Because I heard it's an amazing film, and I really like what the director said about it. He said, once you get over the 1-inch tall things we call subtitles, you will be open to a whole new world of film. And I really like that, and I want to get into that more. And I'm going to try to watch Parasite soon because I heard it's phenomenal. All right, here we go. Production design. The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Now, the 2 that I think have the biggest chance of winning is 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Irishman and all of them were incredible, but these 2 just brought you into the world like no other. 1917 had the amazing, war-torn areas, and you were just, flexed into that. I do think, though, that the Oscar will go to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Just the whole 1960s, almost 70s Hollywood that Tarantino was going for just really sucked you in, especially seeing Cliff Booth drive. You see Rick Dalton doing, acting, and it brings you in, and it brings you into the 60s Hollywood, and I just think it does it better than anything else here. So, yeah. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for production design. Film editing. Here we go. So we have Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. Now, I really want to see Parasite, but I mean, I want you guys to know that the ones I haven't seen, like Ford versus Ferrari or Parasite, I have done my research and I've watched clips from it and I've watched a little bit of leaked footage. I never really recommend watching leaked footage for good movies because I want you to go support them and, you know, they deserve our money. It's the hard work and dedication and the care for their craft. But for right now, since I don't have time to watch all of them, I just watched some stuff that can get me the gist of it. And so I don't have to watch the whole thing right now because I don't have time to watch all these movies. I'd love to. But all of them are incredible with the film editing. Editing, you know, it's said in film that a movie is made in three chunks: the writing process, the filming process, and the editing process. If you guys don't know, I just watched a video on this last night. Star Wars: A New Hope was saved in the editing process. That movie would have been awful if the editors, one of which was George Lucas's wife at the time, we worked the whole film in editing. A little quick example. The Death Star was just in the middle of space in the original final battle. It wasn't even supposed to attack Yavin 4. If you notice, you go back and listen, the only time that you hear about the Death Star approaching Yavin 4 is over intercom or, you know, post-made dialogue. So you can just tell that it really was saved by the editing process. But we're getting off hand here. I do think, see, here we go. I don't know if this is biased or just I was so encapsulated by this, but I think Joker can take it. Just the way it was pieced together, it just kept me encapsulated the whole time. I was never bored. Joker is my favorite film of the year. Endgame is a close second, but I really can't compare the two almost because like Joker's a character study and Endgame being what it is, you know, the 10 years buildup of the Infinity Saga, you know, paying off, and probably some of my favorite scenes in film history in that movie. But Joker was the movie that I was most affected by, the movie that I want to talk about still to this day, you know, 3 months, 4 months later. And I think a lot of that has to do with the editing and the way it was pieced together. So yeah, Joker for film editing. If you guys don't know, by the way, Joker is up for 4 or 11 Oscars, and a lot of people are saying bullshit, but you know, I think it's well deserved. I think it's pieced together. I just think people like to hate on the popular thing, and I do think every Oscar. Now, I don't think it should win every Oscar, but I think it's well deserved that it's nominated. Cinematography. We have The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just want to say right now, I think The Lighthouse was snubbed from Best Picture, and I think Robert Pattinson or William Dafoe should have won or should have been nominated for Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, whatever, because that movie is amazing. I haven't seen it in theaters. I saw again like a leaked, you know, like a bootleg version of it, but it is from start to finish amazing. And I'm just gonna come out. I was gonna say Joker for cinematography, or The Irishman, or 1917. Again, 1917 is the one shot, but I really do think The Lighthouse is gonna take the cake on this one, guys. It is just a movie that you can't really explain. You just have to go watch and then talk to someone about it. You really can't explain the movie to them beforehand. But yeah, Lighthouse for cinematography. If I can see any of these movies taking it, I mean, this was a great year for film. Visual effects: Avengers: Endgame, The Irishman, Lion King, 1917, Star Wars. All of these movies, again, phenomenal. But I do think Endgame has to take the cake here. The Irishman. If you guys saw my Irishman review, the de-aging was really good, but there was some times you could still notice it. Endgame, there wasn't really a time. There was a couple scenes, you know, but the amount of stuff they had to do, like Thanos looked photorealistic. Hulk looked really, really good. You know, everything in that movie just was great. Star Wars can win too. I mean, Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, one thing that has been good about it is the CGI. I mean, the CGI is amazing, you know. So any of these, again, can win, but I do think Avengers Endgame will take the cake. Is it because I saw it 7 times? Maybe, but I didn't see any flaws from it, maybe, but again, Avengers Endgame for visual effects, hopefully. Okay, adapted screenplay. We have The Two Popes, Little Woman, Joker, Jojo Rabbit, and The Irishman. I'm going to come out and just say quickly that I do think The Irishman deserves it. It is a 3.5-hour movie. I never really felt bored with it. The dialogue was incredible, and the story behind it's incredible, and I'm really glad they showed it off. So I do think The Irishman will take the cake on this one. But any of these, again, really good. I heard The Two Popes, you know, that could probably win. All right. Original screenplay. We have Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. These, I'm stuck between two here, and that is Knives Out and Parasite. Again, I heard Parasite's phenomenal. I've seen some stuff from it, and I do want to sit down and watch it someday in HD. I want to buy it or something because I heard it's really good. And Knives Out, Rian Johnson, listen, okay, yes, he kind of did his own thing with episode 8. But he is a phenomenal writer. I mean, just don't think about episode 8. He's made very good movies. I heard Knives Out is incredible. I saw like half of it. Again, bootleg. I mean, I don't know. I want to sit down and watch it. It's not my friends really into those types of movies. So I might have to just start going by myself. He directed, in my opinion, the best hour of television there ever has been, which is Ozymandias, season 5, episode 14 of Breaking Bad. It is phenomenal. It is known as the best TV show, and that's the best hour of television. But I do think Knives Out will win this, or Parasite. Either one of those. I'm going to go Knives Out because I heard what he does with that genre of like whodunit is really interesting. So, yeah, Knives Out or Parasite. Or Once Upon a Time, but no, Knives Out or Parasite. Leading actor, this is the big one. Antonio Banderas, I think this is his first nomination for Best Actor. Leo DiCaprio, Adam Driver, Joaquin Phoenix, Jonathan Pryce. Man, all these actors are phenomenal. But you already know how I'm going to say it. I think Joaquin Phoenix needs to win this. I think he has the majority of the backing. I don't see him losing at all. I'd say 90% of people want him to win. Adam Driver's up there. His performance in Marriage Story was incredible. Leo DiCaprio, as always, he'll be nominated. And I don't really know much about Two Popes and Pain and Glory, but I know both of them are phenomenal actors. But I do think Joaquin Phoenix is going to win this. He's been snubbed 3 times. His work on Joker alone, like I said, I've never been glued to a screen like that by performance. So I think he deserves it. I think he will actually win it. Directing The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, Joker, Todd Phillips, 1917, Sam Mendes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino, and Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. Sorry, I probably said that wrong. This one is... A lot of people think I'm going to say Joker, Todd Phillips, but Todd Phillips did great in that movie, but he was also inspired by Martin Scorsese, which he's also, nominated for. Sam Mendes, again, Quentin Tarantino. I do think Martin Scorsese will get it for The Irishman just because he's one of, if not the best living director of our time right now. His movies are phenomenal, and I think he deserves a lot of praise for The Irishman because it is a big feat, and I'm glad that he got it out, and it was an amazing watch. So yeah, Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. Best Picture, here we go. Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman. I think Greta directed Little Woman. I think that's one people are talking about. 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Man, this is a really tough one. Like I said, it was a great year for film. I'm torn between The Irishman and Joker, really. I mean, I know a lot of people don't think Joker should win, and if anything, I think Irishman should win, or Ford vs. Ferrari, because I heard that movie was really good, or Jojo Rabbit, or Parasite. If Parasite wins this, it is going to be big. It is a foreign film. If it wins Best Picture, that'll be huge, and I think it's not like it doesn't deserve it. It does deserve it. So any of these can win. I just think, when I look at Best Picture, I think about like a perfect movie in my head almost, and what caused people to have the most conversation. And Irishman had a lot of people conversate, and Joker, I think Joker is going to win it, or Irishman. Those are my personal 2 that I think will win, but again, any of these can win. Marriage Story is definitely up there. That movie is phenomenal. You guys need to go watch it. All right, that's it, guys. So yeah, that's basically everything. The Oscars are on Sunday, February 9th, so we're about a month away. Can't wait to see who wins. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year because, each year I feel like the world gets more toxic and people always start fighting more, and people have already been fighting about, the Oscars, and it hasn't even happened yet. I mean, people shit on Rami Malek and I do think, that was another thing, I do think Adam Sandler was snubbed Best Actor, and I do think, I already said Robert Pattinson, Taron Egerton, I think I said his name right, who did Elton John. I think he did a phenomenal job. The thing about that is they're saying he did better than Rami Malek, which I think they're tied almost, but Rami Malek, Elton John is phenomenal, but Freddie Mercury is just this person that comes along once in forever, and encapsulating that on screen was phenomenal, especially the Live Aid performance alone. So I think those 2 are a little bit different, but yeah, he did get snubbed. But let me know what you guys think down below. Who do you guys want to win certain categories? And yeah, guys, I'm going to be having The Mandalorian review, Season 1. I had filmed, but my friend Logan said he would like to do it. He wanted to do it, so I said I'll do it with him. So we're going to refilm it, and it's going to be good talking with someone about that because Mandalorian, man, is phenomenal. But that's a little spoiler for my review. 1917, I'm going to be seeing here in a couple days, hopefully, so I'm going to get a review out for that. And yeah, guys, Black Widow trailer comes out soon, but I'm going to try to keep you all entertained. As always, I love you. See you later. Bye-bye.